Hi, Margarita here, and the F word of today is fragrance. You're going to hear about the 7 fragrances that I wore this week.
I know you're gonna dig this. Oh yeah. This is a journey into sound. A journey which along the way will bring to you new color, new dimension, new value.
Now, I don't know if you're like me, but I love to hear what some of my favorite YouTubers wear every week to get an idea of maybe some things I might have either overlooked or don't know about. So, without further ado, let's get started. Number 1, Invite Only by Kayali. Now, this is actually a decant. I bought the full bottle when it first came out. This is their newest release, Invite Only Amber 23. And I ended up acquiring since then Silt Style by Kriegler, and also I have a decant of Gris Charnel by BDK. This is so similar to both of those that I felt like I did not need, it was kind of redundant. I didn't need a third scent like that. So I ended up decanting a little bit for myself and I sold the remainder of the bottle. So it's a great way if you at least want to try something, just keep a little bit for yourself and you can sell or swap or give the rest away if you don't think it's something you're going to continue to use because you have so many of the same kind in your collection. But the notes in this are sour cherry, tobacco leaf, honey, chocolate, hazelnut, Ceylon cinnamon, May rose, damask rose, citrus leaf, amber, agar wood, another word, the original name for oud, vanilla, benzoin, cypriol oil or nagar I hope I pronounced that properly, patchouli, musk, and sandalwood. So there's a whole lot going on in this fragrance. Overall, you basically get like a cinnamony, cherry, spicy fragrance. This is, I would definitely consider this to be a gourmand fragrance, very similar to Silk Style by Kriegler and Gris Charnel by BDK. Now, this one is a little bit sweeter than the Gris Charnel, but almost a dead ringer for Kriegler. So if you don't want to spend the amount of money that it costs to get a Kriegler fragrance, I strongly recommend the Kayali Invite Only Amber 23. This is something that is more so a date night fragrance. I do not recommend wearing this to work or any place where people who are sensitive to fragrances are, because this is a beast. You do not have to overspray this and it will last all night. It's a great fragrance for people who like spicy, cinnamony scents, hot and heavy scents that are kind of unique. This fragrance is somewhat unique in that mainly niche perfumers versus mainstream perfumers would typically do something like this. Is not something you're going to smell at the department store every day. So it is unique in that sense. But I wouldn't say it's unique enough to if you have something that has a strong, like even Tobacco Vanille, for example. Tobacco Vanille by Tom Ford would kind of fall in this family as well, although Tobacco Vanille lends slightly more masculine than this one. So if you want a nice feminine heavy hitter, this one is amazing. And this is Invite Only by Kayali. Number 2, Mandarino di Amalfi by Tom Ford. Yes, this is another decant. I have no shame in my game. If I don't want to have a full bottle of something, I'm happy to buy a decant or buy a bottle, decant it, and sell it or swap it. Because sometimes a little bit is just all you need, especially when you have a collection of so many things that you want to get to. Now, if you notice on the label I made for this, it says Mandarino Blue. Now, I mixed this with a blueberry scent and it just made magic. But the Mandarino di Amalfi DNA definitely is still dominant. So the notes in the fragrance are lemon, grapefruit, mint, basil, tarragon, black currant, orange blossom, jasmine, clary sage, shiso, coriander, black pepper, musk, vetiver, labdanum, civet, and amber. Now, when there's a civet note, it's just a very animalic note. People tend to shy away from that. I don't get any of that. All I get is, this is probably one of the best citruses actually that I've ever smelled. This and Louis Vuitton's Afternoon Swim. Hands down, the 2 best citruses ever made, in my opinion. But this Mandarino di Amalfi is wonderful. It is fresh, inoffensive, very unisex. It smells amazing on men, and it smells great on me. This is something, citruses tend to fade easily for some reason. This one does stick to the skin and you will get quite a few hours of longevity out of it. So that's wonderful. Tom Ford does make very quality fragrances. This is no exception. Safe blind buy. Definitely safe blind buy. If you work or are around people or places where fragrances are frowned upon, this is a safe bet. It's kind of like If you wear Dolce & Gabbana's light blue, that's a very, very safe bet. This, to me, is better than light blue because you really get the umph from the fruits that light blue kind of mutes. So I strongly recommend Mandarino di Amalfi by Tom Ford. Number 3, Edge for Her by Swiss Arabian. Now, for those of you who may not know about the House of Swiss Arabian, they are an amazing niche house. They are overseas, but they kind of found a way to mix Eastern and Western perfumery to make some wonderful masterpieces. In fact, some of my favorite fragrances are from this house, including Hoor, which they've discontinued, so I have a million backups of that. But this is a nice take on rose. I personally am not a fan of rose dominant scents typically, but this one is a nice fresh take. The notes are green notes, freesia, rose, peony, jasmine, white musk, and sandalwood. So it's pretty simple, but it's potent. You do not need to overspray this. You will choke somebody out, let me tell you. You see the bottle is almost gone. And like I said, for a rose fragrance, that says a lot for me. Very inexpensive, only about $35 on their website. I don't know. Yeah, somewhere thereabouts. So you get a whole lot of bang for your buck with Swiss Arabian fragrances. But if you like a nice green, fresh, clean rose, I strongly recommend this because it's not one that smells mature. It is a nice effervescent one. Again, inoffensive as long as you don't overspray. And this is Edge for Her, the original, not the Entente, by Swiss Arabian. Number 4, Bright Crystal by Versace. Now, this is a special fragrance to me because I got it as a gift from someone very, very special for my birthday because everyone knows I love fragrances. But when that special someone gets it for you, it means even more. Now, this is a toilette, which I am saddened by because this longevity is terrible. It lasts about 2 hours on me, but the smell is so good. So this is a great easy reach, something inoffensive, just running to the store, wear to bed scent. I would recommend this for that. The notes are yuzu, pomegranate, ice, peony, lotus, magnolia, musk, mahogany, and amber. So it's a lovely aquatic floral. And it's very comforting. Like you just sniff the bottle and be like, oh, this is great. This is wonderful if you're having a close encounter because they'll be able to smell it. It's very close to the skin, but it does not project and it does not last very long. However, if you want something that smells just like, I can't even describe it, but it's a very comforting scent that you can wear to bed and just drift off to happiness. It's like just laying in a nice field. That's kind of the feeling that you get with the breeze just blowing. I strongly recommend Versace Bright Crystal. Number 5, A Whiff of Waffle Cone by Imaginary Authors. If you are a gourmand lover like I am, honey, you need this. Just imagine going to a lovely ice cream parlor where they where they press the waffle cones in store. And you can just smell it resonating throughout the air. This is definitely a good replica of that scent. The notes are syrup, ice cream, whipped cream, caramel, vanilla, amyris, and cinnamon. You almost want to lick the bottle. It smells so good. Like you can just bite into it. It's got a salted caramel kind of a feel to it. And it just sits so beautifully on the skin. It kind of hovers like a nice cloud. You do get some good longevity, and maybe because that's a syrupy effect that the fragrance has, but it does last all day. I do recommend moderate spray. You don't have to overspray, but I do recommend maybe spraying just a couple more spritzes than what you normally would for a fragrance. But if you love something that smells edible but not childish, I strongly recommend this by Imaginary Authors, A Whiff of Waffle Cone. Number 6, Byredo's Mojave Ghost. Now, I just got this a few days ago and could not wait to wear it. So yes, it made it in this week's lineup. The top notes are sapodilla, ambret or muskmellow. The middle notes are magnolia, magnolia, violet, and sandalwood. And in the base, we have ambergris and cedar. Now, this just smells like clean, almost like a sexy clean. Just imagine if you're walking into a high-end clothier and they have just a nice scent, or maybe like a nice hotel, a 4 or 5-star hotel, whatever that lobby scent is, it just kind of resonates in the air. This is something that you would expect to smell in one of those places. It's inoffensive, but it says, hey, I'm here. This right here is just so unisex. that neither masculine nor feminine leaning fragrances can claim this. It is right down the middle, so it'll smell good on just about anybody. And this is Mojave Ghost by Byredo. And number 7, finally we have Pure Honey by Kim Kardashian. You see this dent I put in this bottle, right? I have been wearing this. I got this a couple weeks ago. And this is my easy reach. This is something I put on when I'm going to work out, when I'm going to run to the store, just need to run out real quick. This is an easy reach because it does not last worth a dang. I swear. You get 15 minutes on this fragrance and then you're like, where did it go? But for that 15 minutes, oh, it is the most amazing honey smell you could ever have. The notes are freesia, mandarin blossom, red rose, beeswax, honey, honeysuckle, orchid, coconut, vanilla, and musk. Now, I don't get any of the florals and I get all of the sweets. So just imagine if Winnie the Pooh came skipping past with his bowl of honey. This is what he would smell like. It's very inexpensive. I believe it may be discontinued, but it is such an amazing scent. Also another good scent to wear to bed. If you want to smell like a snack, but an adult sexy snack, this would definitely do the job. And this is Pure Honey by Kim Kardashian. Well, this concludes this edition of What I Wore This Week. Now, what did you wear this week? I'd love to know in the comments. Also, remember to like and subscribe to our channel. We talk about fragrance, fitness, food, fun, fashion, femininity, falsetto, aka music, and lots of other wonderful F words. Why? Because all F words are not bad. Until next time, I'm Margarita, and I hope you have an awesome day. Bye.
This is a journey into sound.